Hello, my beautiful friends, and welcome back to another episode here on Challenge Your Norm podcast. Today, I want to talk with you about when to quit, when to give up, when it's time to move in a different direction so that we align our actions with what we deep down want. And the reason I want to bring this topic to the table today is because I'm about to quit on a commitment that I had made to myself. I currently am doing a 30-day try new things challenge. And I got this idea because I personally love trying new things because it helps me gain new perspective. It helps me have so much fun and it helps me grow. And I think that my intention with starting this challenge was that if I did these 30 days of trying new things, then I would inspire others to do the same. And I currently I'm on day 15. So I've been doing this for 15 days. I've been posting about them for 7 days. So I started posting before I actually started posting about them because I wanted to make sure that I was a little bit ahead of time so that I would have time to edit enough. And all week since I started posting this, something has felt off. And I wasn't really sure what. I kind of did, but I guess I maybe didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to backtrack because I had promised myself and everyone else that this is something I was going to do. But every single day that I've posted one of these videos about me trying something new, it's felt more and more wrong. It's felt like it doesn't feel right. Something's off. And obviously didn't want to quit. I didn't want to not do it because I'd set myself up to do this thing. But today is day 7. It's more clear than any other day. It's become more and more clear than every single day that I have had so much fun doing this challenge. Like I'm living my life. I'm having so much fun every day trying new things. And I'll continue doing that because why not? It's fun for me. But posting these videos may not be the right call because what I want to do with all of my content is for people to walk away feeling inspired, empowered, maybe having gotten a little more self-belief, a little more motivation to go for their dream or some new knowledge. And I feel like these videos are more so inspired by the courses, the YouTube courses I've taken, the different editing techniques I'm learning and exploring and storytelling and stuff. But it's as if I'm maybe just not developed enough yet to where I can do it short and sweet and still have those two mixed together in the same way as when I make my normal content. And I feel like it's not the best use of my time or the best use of the content for my viewers to watch. And it's obviously like, oh my goodness, am I gonna suddenly just stop doing this? But yes, I am, because first of all, the most important thing in life is to be willing to fail, being willing to experiment with different things, try out a bunch of different things, and then see what works, see what doesn't. With everything, whenever I experiment with anything, like at one point I'll realize whether or not it's working, and if it's not, I need to switch directions, and if it is, then I'll keep going, obviously. And I'm sharing this with you because maybe there's something in your life where it's felt off, but because you may be stubborn like me, or you had put your mind to this one thing, you haven't dared or been willing to maybe possibly change directions. And so you keep going at it. You keep doing this thing, even though deep down, you know, your intuition is telling you, maybe you need a switch. Maybe take a step to the right instead of the left like you usually do. I have these 3 questions that I want to share with you that I think are really useful, so that we know when do we quit and when do we keep going. Because obviously for something like working out, oftentimes we don't feel like going to work out, but we know that if we do it, then afterwards we're going to feel really proud of ourselves and we're going to feel really good. On most days, but on some days, my body's telling me I need a rest day. And so that's why I want to get into this first question, which is, if you're unsure whether or not to quit or keep going, is, am I going to feel better or proud of myself by completing this thing? Will I feel good after having done it? I think that's such a great question to ask ourselves before going into it, because if we are going to feel better and proud of ourselves, then it is the excuses that are popping up. Then it is the things that our brain may be telling us that is holding us back from actually doing the thing. And when I was thinking about this, I was like, am I going to be proud of myself and feel good about myself if I keep going at this 30-day challenge, which I have 15 videos ready. Like I'm halfway through, but I've only posted 7. So it's like, will I be proud of myself by continuing this thing when I know that it's not bringing the kind of value, it's not leading me, that's the next question, leading me towards the goal that I want to, move towards? And the answer was like, no, I actually wouldn't. I would much rather spend my time something that is way more valuable and that feels better to me because it's in alignment. And so, no, I wouldn't feel better or more proud of myself if I doing this thing, because yes, it's fun for me to share my life in that way. But if it doesn't bring the people who I'm sharing with as much value as other things, then it's just as fun for me to make other things like this podcast or little dancy TikToks that have some sort of quick, inspiring message. Sometimes we just need like a little spark of something, and then that helps us get energized to then move towards or feel a little bit more happy about something that we're about to do. So no, I didn't feel more proud or better if I completed this thing. And I think that's maybe a question you're wanting to ask yourself if you're debating whether or not to quit on something, or whether or not to do something that you had set your mind to, or maybe have thought about for years, or just, days of finally getting to do. Is it going to make you feel more proud or better? And as I briefly mentioned, the second question is this leading me towards my long-term goal? So is this going to help us move us forward toward this big vision we have for our life? And first of all, if you don't have a specific goal, long-term vision for where you're headed towards, that's obviously an incredible thing to sit down and get very clear on. And once you're clear on that, then you can kind of navigate what you need to do to get there. And I really did think that I really did think that this 30-day challenge was going to be very helpful towards that. But as I'm going through it, I can tell that it's not, which is heartbreaking because I put a lot of thought and effort into it. But, sometimes things don't work out the way they want. I'm also in a very trusting space right now. I'm really trying to listen to the signals that are constantly speaking to me, to us. I believe that nature, energy, intuition talks to us, speaks to us, and that whenever we listen to it, we're safe if we follow its guidance. And it just feels like all messages are telling me that this is not something I need to or should continue doing. So I feel very safe that it's because I'm meant to do something else. It's because I'm meant to go towards a different direction. I've also not been able to focus on anything else. I've been focused on this challenge that I haven't been creating a lot of valuable podcasts or deeper videos. At the end of the day, when I asked myself that question, it felt like right now it doesn't feel like it's leading me towards that big goal I have of really helping and impacting millions of people's lives. That's my mission in life, and it doesn't feel like that thing would help me do that. Yeah, that question may be useful for you as well if you're forcing yourself to do something or fighting, or is it leading you towards bigger vision goal? For instance, creating my YouTube channel, that's been one big long journey where it's been a lot of hard work. And when I asked myself that question, it was always, yes, this is worth it. This is worth it. This is worth it, because I just knew so deep within that it was what I wanted to be doing. Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes it's no, but if we just do our best to be honest with ourselves with that, then I think the answer is going to help us make the right decision, regardless of how maybe shameful you'll feel, how much your ego is going to be hurt, depending on the self-identity, self-belief you have about yourself. Yeah, the third question is, and does that goal excite me? So when you're looking at your long-term goal that this thing is leading you towards, does that actually excite you? The reason I'm saying that is because sometimes I've set a goal and then I've later realized yes, I'm working towards this goal that I've set for myself, but the goal doesn't actually excite me. And if it doesn't, maybe we got to adjust. Maybe we got to completely change directions. And by doing that, switching our goal to something that excites us, we'll also be changing our action steps, right? We'll be changing everything else that we're doing that we thought was moving us towards the thing that we wanted to do. And I just think that we may think we want something at one point in life, but then as we learn and we grow and we experience new things, we'll realize oh wow, this is not what I want anymore. I think our values change as we grow older. Of course, our perspectives change because we get wiser and realize what's actually important to us, especially us here that are doing a lot of inner work, self-development work, we keep growing. And when we keep growing, we're going to change. You know how Oprah, I think, says, like, to whom much is given, much is required, or something like that. And our life is going to be messy sometimes. It's going to be, if we dare to listen to the signals that are sent to us, if we dare to make these bold moves and give up when it's time to change direction, or keep pushing forward when things get really tough, but we know deep within we got to keep forward, then dramatic things may be happening in life, but that's also the times in life where we learn the most, right? Like, I definitely feel that when I've been at my lowest, that's when I've really had to develop this inner strength and push myself harder than ever before. And that has led me to who I am today, just like every hardship you've gone through has led you to where you are today. So it's really a blessing in disguise. And I'm thinking, for me, the fact that I now am like, wait, what? Am I just going to stop this thing that I'd started? I mean, I'll still try new things every day. I'm freaking excited about it. It makes me so happy to try new things. But now, like, my content, what am I going to be doing with that? I know when I wake up tomorrow morning, right now it's afternoon, so my brain is like a little half dead. My brain always works a lot better in the morning. So I know that when I wake up in the morning, meditate, journal, it's going to come to me. Maybe go for a hike in nature. Those are the things that usually help me get very clear on, okay, if that didn't work, what's then gonna work? What's then my next move? And I may think one thing tomorrow, give it a try, realize this is working, or realize this is not working, and then redirect again, knowing when to redirect. Am I quitting just because I'm lazy, because this feels hard, or am I quitting because it feels a little out of alignment? It doesn't feel right within. And I think our body, our subconscious mind, so wise and can tell us a lot of things if we dare be quiet with it and listen. So that's something I'm always trying to get better at, and I'm sure you are too, but just chatting about it together can maybe be useful and helpful for all of us. It's always nice for me to hear if a friend is like going through something, just hearing her perspective, how she's working through it. And that's just kind of what I want to do today and in this podcast as well. I don't know if you're going through something right now, but if you are, then I hope that this was maybe, I don't know if you have been debating on whether or not something feels right to you, or if you've even realized, sometimes we won't even realize it because we're so committed, so determined on this one thing. We can't even open our little limiting belief mindset into like, oh wow, there's other opportunities out there. I've just been so caught up in going this way because this is the way I always have thought I should be doing it. And then, we open our minds and we realize, oh my gosh, there's this much better and easier and more fun way to do it. If that speaks to you, maybe just be open-minded to that. I'm definitely going to do that. Be open-minded to it. I know 1% and 99% is like open to me. And I'm always willing to try my best to listen to what the universe energies have to offer me, because I really don't know anything. That's the only thing I know. I'm just speaking my mind here. And now is the point in this podcast where I'm starting to ramble. So maybe we should end it here. If you found it useful, please subscribe and review. That would be so freaking nice of you. I appreciate you so much. And other than that, I just hope that you go out there and have a beautiful day. Listen to your heart, to your soul. Know when to push through and when to let go. And remember that in order for you to grow, you have to challenge your norm. Bye.